Hi, my name is Rosika and this is the Midnight Reader. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd do something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I am making an original tag, which I'm really stoked about, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it's a good tag. I just wanted to make something that was kind of like cheerful and fun and just like fun to do. If you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that one of my favorite ways to refer to books is often by calling them snacks, because I love a good snack book. I love books that are easy to eat, easy to read, regardless of whether or not they are good for you or not. I think all books can be snack books, and I'm always interested to see what other people snack on. So I have made the book snack tag. It has 9 different prompts, which we're going to go through together, and hopefully it will make you think of some interesting books to both recommend and talk about. First up, we have the sweet category. This is the chocolate chip cookie of books. I want you to pick a book that is warm-hearted, uplifting, and makes you feel less cynical about the world. For my personal pick, I'm picking Matilda by Roald Dahl. It's one of my very favorite childhood classics. It follows the story of Matilda, who's a 5.5-year-old remarkable bookworm who's held back by all the idiotic adults in her life, including the terrible Miss Trunchbull, who is her school's principal, and her moronic parents. Trapped by asinine adults, Matilda's intellect starts manifesting in new and magical ways. This book always feels like a warm childhood hug, and is so perfectly sweet it even features a character named Miss Sugar. Her name is Mother Ducking Miss Honey, and I'm an idiot. It's fine. We're gonna keep going. The next prompt is salty. So salty snacks get all the craving hype. I want you to pick a book or series that you couldn't stop reading or reaching for. For my personal pick, I chose The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I have always been an advocate and lover of good bad romance, and this book is no exception. While I initially picked up this book thinking that I was just gonna have a bite or two, I wound up reading the whole damn thing before I even understood what was happening. This is a romance set in the world of STEM. It follows Olive Smith, a PhD candidate, and the brilliant but dislikable professor, Adam Carlson. Despite having tons of problematic issues if this was actually real world, as opposed to romantic fiction, I love this book, and it is the perfect salty snack because I couldn't put it down, and now I'm craving more. Next is cheesy. Pick a book that got its cheesiness all over you. I'm thinking of Cheez-Its, I'm thinking of Cheese Puffs, and anything that gets its little cheesy dust all over your fingers. Embrace the cheese, and embrace the fact that you like things sometimes that are maybe a little bit cheesy. For this prompt, I picked Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. It is a fiction romance that is so much more than that. It's the story of college freshman Kath, who's hiding her secret internet identity as a very popular fan fiction author who's navigating her first year away from home at college. She's having to deal with a fragile dad, a grumpy roommate whose boyfriend is always around, and an English professor who doesn't really think fan fiction is real writing. This book captured so many feelings of freshman year college nostalgia for me, and since it intertwines Kath's college life with her fan fiction writing in various chapters, I would say it's pretty cheesy. However, I think the cheese is what makes this book good. The next prompt is deep fried. So you bit into the batter a little bit too soon, and you burned your tongue. So I want you to pick a book that hurt to read. For this prompt, I picked Sadie by Courtney Summers. This is a mystery thriller that absolutely gutted me. It follows the story through 2 narrators. The first is Sadie, a teenage girl who sets out to find her little sister's killer, and Wes McRae, the true crime podcaster who's obsessively trying to solve Sadie's disappearance. So much of this was just a harrowing sucker punch right to the gut, and I highly recommend the audiobook, as the podcaster's side of the story is recorded full cast and as if it is a podcast. The next prompt is ice cold. Sometimes the snack you want the most has to be pulled out of the deep freezer. I want you to pick a book that transports you to a cold place. For this prompt, I picked One by One, which is a mystery thriller by the incomparable Ruth Ware. It is probably my favorite of all of her books. It's set in a luxury ski chalet, which takes a deadly turn when an avalanche strands a tech company's retreat, and one by one, the members start disappearing or dying. Agatha Christie lovers will probably enjoy this read due to its homage to the book And Then There Were None. The next prompt is sour. Some things are too sour to keep a straight face. I want you to pick a book that made you make faces while you were reading it. For this prompt, I picked A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, which is from the ACOTAR series. It tells the story of Nesta, who is the previous main character's sister, as she struggles to navigate the deadly world of the Fae. This is a fantasy book with very adult romance, and I did not escape a variety of shocked facial expressions every time one of the romantic scenes would come on my audiobook while I was out and about in the world. Next is the healthy snack. Face it, you grabbed this because it was good for you. I want you to pick a book that you read because you felt that it would improve yourself in some way. For this prompt, I picked The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am a lifelong Lord of the Rings movie fan, but I had never attempted reading the books until this year. I picked up this book as an attempt to read more classic literature and also to better appreciate the source material of one of my favorite stories told in film. This is one of the most well-known high fantasy epics of all time, following the story of Frodo the Hobbit as he attempts to save Middle-earth from the return of the Dark Lord Sauron by crossing the world with the One Ring to cast it into the fires of Mount Doom. The next prompt is juicy. Like an orange or a watermelon, some snacks have plenty of pieces to share. I want you to pick a book that is profoundly shareable and that you want others to read. For this prompt, I picked The Sound of a Wild Snail Eating by Elizabeth Tova Bailey. This is one of my most consistent recommendations for fans of nature, science writing, or nonfiction. This is an extremely short book following the author in her mid-20s as she's struck down by a mysterious illness that leaves her bedridden, and it forces her to turn her attention to the snail that her friend brings her for company sitting on her bedside table. It is both a naturalist's delight on the world of gastropods as well as a philosophical treat on heavy topics like illness and loneliness. This is such a tiny, beautiful thing. Please read it if it interests you at all. And lastly, I have the snack pack. So the snack pack is that time in recess when everyone pools their snacks and everyone wins because you shared your snacks with the world. So this is where I want you to tag some friends. This is my first original tag, so I'm going to tag a lot of people. You all don't have to do it, but it would make me really happy if you did. I'm going to tag Becky at Teacup the Storyteller, Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot, Camilla at Hasty Books, Brian at Bookish, MJ at Reading This Life, Dia at Novel Idea, Gina at Gina's Library, Sam at Samantha Barthay, and V at the Sassy Library Fox. If you're interested in doing this tag and I did tag you, please consider yourself tagged. Snacks are meant to be shared. I'd really love to see your answers. Please tag your videos with the hashtag #TheBookSnackTag so I can see them and create a playlist. I hope that this is a fun tag to do, and I just kind of wanted to add a little something nice to the world. And who doesn't love snacks? I'm really looking forward to seeing your videos. I hope you like what I've made, and please do the tag. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye!